one of the finest organists in America, grew up in the southeast corner of Nebraska. He's back in the Cornhusker State, sharing his love of music with the children in his hometown. And that's where our Lance Schwartz was able to catch up with this young virtuoso. Lance, tell me about it.
Oh my goodness, Brandy, this kid, wait till you see these fingers. They are some fast fingers. David Von Behren's initial fascination with the organ came in the choir loft of Christ Lutheran Church in Falls City. That's where his mother was the organist, and young David was just captivated by the way his mom could make beautiful music with both her hands and her feet working in perfect unison. And get this, she didn't even have to look at her feet while she played.
Well, do you remember that you wanted to take organ lessons?
Yes.
And your mom called me, and we both agreed your feet needed to touch the pedals because the pedals are the bass.
Yes.
It turns out that David Von Behren just couldn't wait to get started.
I remember that was my first organ piece, was that.
David learned to play the organ from one of Falls City's finest, Mildred Appleoff.
One of the comments I know I made to you was the fact that the organ is truly the king of instruments.
These days, David can play both the organ and the violin at the same time.
You absolutely do have a God-given talent.
Thank you.
David's first teacher is duly impressed.
I feel at this point, of course, he's doing concerts all over the United States and in Europe as well. And I feel that he's, at this point, on his way, is a world-class organist.
And this world-class organist will quickly tell you that he's had a lot of assistance along the way. Both of his parents are gifted musicians, and he also gives Marjorie Ames a lot of credit.
My grandma has driven me thousands of miles, especially before I could have a license.
David's mother, Glenda, realized early on what it took to best discipline her young, music-loving son.
Yes, and in fact, when he wouldn't do his homework, I wouldn't let him practice.
Well, this 23-year-old got all the practice he could handle before he graduated from the Cleveland Institute of Music.
6+ hours of practicing a day, I would say, on average.
David was recently offered postgraduate scholarships at 4 elite music conservatories, including the Juilliard School in New York City and the Yale School of Music in Connecticut.
It was a very, very tough decision, but I'm very excited to be going to Yale School of Music, the Institute of Sacred Music program together for my master's degree, which will be a 2-year degree.
Somehow, God gave me the best for last.
I can't say how much of a blessing it was that, you know, God put Mrs. Appleoff in my life.
David has always enjoyed sharing his intense love of music with children. So back in 2013, he started the Little Stars Summer Music Program in Falls City, where he gets to work one-on-one with kids ages 3 through 11. And Brandy, it has been so much fun for me watching young David grow up. I went to the same church as he did in Falls City, so when I went home to see my parents in Falls City, I'd see little David running up to the front to play the piano, and you could tell early on that kid was special.
And Lance, he's played beyond Nebraska, beyond America. Tell me about that.
Oh my gosh, in London and Germany, he's seeing the world and seeing some amazing organs at the same time.
Awesome, thanks Lance. Stick around, we'll have your full forecast after the break.